Welcome to today's video, where we'll explore the fascinating and mysterious phenomenon of synchronicities, those curious moments when events seem to align in ways that feel too perfect to be purely coincidental. If you've ever experienced a coincidence that felt oddly meaningful, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the meaning behind synchronicities and asking the question, are coincidences really random, or is there something more at play? Before we begin, let's break down what synchronicity is. Synchronicity, a term coined by Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the occurrence of two or more meaningful events or experiences that are connected by their significance rather than cause and effect. Unlike ordinary coincidences, which might be random, synchronicities feel like they carry a deeper meaning, as if the universe is trying to send you a message. Jung described synchronicity as a causal connecting principle, suggesting that these events aren't random, but are connected through a hidden or mysterious order. One of the key aspects of synchronicity is the emotional or psychological impact it has on you. These moments feel significant, almost like a sign. But why? Is it merely our brains looking for patterns? Or could there be something more spiritual or mystical behind these moments? Jung and the collective unconscious. Carl Jung's theory of synchronicity is deeply tied to his concept of the collective unconscious, the shared memories and experiences that all human beings have, stored outside of conscious awareness. According to Jung, the collective unconscious contains archetypes, which are universal symbols and themes. When a synchronicity happens, it's as if these archetypes are being activated, and we become aware of a deeper layer of meaning. Jung believed that synchronicities were not just coincidental, but could provide insight into our own psyche. He even argued that they were a way for the unconscious mind to communicate with the conscious mind. In his famous example, Jung described a patient who had a dream about a golden scarab. The next day, during a therapy session, a real-life scarab flew into the room, perfectly matching the dream. For Jung, this was a powerful moment of synchronicity, linking the unconscious and conscious in a profound way. Modern perspectives on synchronicity. Fast forward to today, and many psychologists and spiritual practitioners still discuss synchronicity in relation to the mind's search for meaning. But is there a scientific explanation for these seemingly improbable connections? Some researchers argue that synchronicity can be understood through the lens of probability and cognitive biases. Humans have an inherent tendency to find patterns, even in random events. This is known as apophenia, the ability of the brain to perceive connections where none exist. In a world filled with countless interactions and stimuli, our brains naturally seek patterns to make sense of our surroundings. However, even with this scientific explanation, many still believe that synchronicities hold a deeper, more meaningful purpose. Some even see them as a form of guidance or a spiritual sign. Spiritual practitioners often view synchronicities as the universe or divine energy communicating with us, offering clues or nudges along our life's journey. The role of intuition. Synchronicities often arise when we're in tune with our intuition, that inner feeling or knowing that seems to come from somewhere deeper than rational thought. This brings us to the idea that perhaps synchronicities are not random at all, but are instead an expression of the interconnectedness of all things. When we are aligned with our true self, our intuition becomes a guide, and the universe responds by sending us these meaningful moments. Intuition, in a way, allows us to feel synchronicity before it happens. Many people report having a gut feeling before experiencing a synchronistic event. For example, you may think of an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, and then within hours, you run into them unexpectedly. It's as if your inner awareness is tuned into the right frequency, and the universe is helping to align events in your favor. Synchronicity and personal growth. Another fascinating aspect of synchronicity is how it often occurs during pivotal moments in our lives. Whether it's a time of transition, a moment of deep reflection, or a time when we are questioning our purpose, Synchronicity seems to show up when we need it the most. These meaningful events often guide us toward decisions, help us find clarity, or encourage us to pursue new opportunities. When you experience synchronicity, it may be a reminder to pay attention to your inner guidance and to trust the process of your own personal growth. The coincidence may be a sign to move forward, take a leap of faith, or simply acknowledge that you're on the right path. Scientific versus spiritual interpretations. So, are synchronicities merely a result of chance, or do they suggest something more mystical? Some argue that synchronicities are a byproduct of the universe's design, like the intricate gears of a clock working in harmony. Others suggest that they are just the result of the human mind searching for meaning in a complex world. It's important to note that while the scientific community often leans toward a more rational explanation, there are still many who believe in the metaphysical aspects of synchronicity. Spiritual leaders like Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle discuss the significance of these events in the context of spiritual awakening, suggesting that synchronicity is a form of divine intervention or universal alignment. Conclusion: are coincidences really random? In the end, the question of whether synchronicities are truly random may not have a clear-cut answer. For some, synchronicities are simply chance encounters with meaning. For others, they are undeniable signs from a greater source, guiding them on their journey. Whether you view them through a scientific, psychological, or spiritual lens, there's no denying the sense of awe that comes with these meaningful moments. Perhaps the true beauty of synchronicity lies in its ability to remind us that the universe is much more connected and mysterious than we often realize. So the next time you experience a moment that feels like more than a coincidence, consider it a sign, not necessarily of something mystical, but of a deeper connection to the world around you, waiting to be explored.